I'm sorry. It was worth. It was worth. It's worth. That right there. Getting Fox News to write. Holy, that is so crazy. People like Tim Pool, you crying, lol. Yeah, dude, I was devastated. I was really sad. Tim Pool, I said, it's a suspension. They called it ban because he'll be back out shortly. It'll be like, it'll likely due to his calling on people to kill a U.S. senator. He didn't even know Rick Scott was a senator. What the fuck? I did. I don't know why they keep saying that. No, I didn't know what Rick Scott's position was within the Republican Party, not as a senator, but as like his active role in the Republican Party beyond being a senator. But and also I didn't call on people to kill him, but it's fine. I mean, if people think that, then they think that. That is what it is. Did you see the searches for the senator skyrocketed since your ban? I did. Yeah, I've definitely talked about Rick Scott before. I've talked about Rick Scott quite a bit. The entire point of this is not about Rick Scott anyway. The point of this is more so that Republicans are hypocrites and they don't actually care about like real Medicare fraud or anything like that. They just simply want to melt the poor. They want to actively undermine these social safety nets, which will end up harming a lot of people when those social safety nets go away. Lol, you absolutely said someone needed to kill him. Okay, well, if that's what you think, then that's what you think. There's not really anything I can do about it, but it is what it is. Fox News wrote about you? Nice. Again? Yeah, if Mike Johnson listened to me make this argument and went, wow, that's compelling, I'm going to now as the I am now as the House of as the House of Representatives Speaker of the House. I am now going to bleep Rick Scott. If he said that, yeah, I would feel a little weird about it. I'd be like, damn. See, actual news outlets are covering it normally, which is Twitch streamer Hasan Piker suspended after saying Republicans would kill Rick Scott if they really cared about Medicare fraud. Rick Scott is a former governor of Florida and current senator from the state. Like the people that are covering this with a little bit of seriousness are covering it with the full context. Not that it matters, because the reality is, I think the ban was totally appropriate. Okay, I got baby. Left-wing streamer walks back comment about killing Rick Scott following through suspension. Walks back comment. Oh, this is amazing. During the stream, Parker insisted that fraud primarily comes from providers, not recipients of government programs. Well, I like that they're putting this in the article. That's good. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after false billing. They're trying to cut recipients. Fraud is not happening at the point of the recipient. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would bleep Rick Scott, he said. The streamer noted that Columbia HCA was fined over $1.7 billion when Scott was the CEO of the healthcare company following an investigation into its Medicare billing. Read the subheader. YouTuber Hasan Piker proves to call Hamas a lesser evil than Israel and claimed the U.S. deserved 9/11. Okay, why are they putting my hits back to back, dude? What the hell's going on? Oh, that's amazing. Anyway. Okay. But yeah, it was a totally reasonable suspension. Okay. I'm not even going to act like it was not a totally reasonable suspension. Okay. It's just the truth. Like, my favorite part about Hasan being banned from Twitch isn't that anyone reporting on it has to admit that a sitting Republican senator oversaw perhaps the biggest Medicare fraud in history. It's so beautiful. It's probably an inside job. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, you know? It's just like, it was a perfectly valid banning. The ban was also worthy because now a lot more people know the fraud that Bullfuck did. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. All right. It is what it is. We got a lot to talk about today, aside from my fake ban, phony ban. I'm acquitted. We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, believe me, we're back. We are so back. I'm apolitical now. I think Donald Trump is great. He's the best. Here, we'll look at this Fox News article because it's amazing. Left-wing streamer walks back comment about killing Rick Scott following Twitch suspension. At least he's saying, like, urging Republicans to kill Senator Rick Scott. Like, even Fox News is, like, more honest than my freaking dumbass haters on Reddit. Anyway, after getting suspended from Twitch, a popular video live streaming service, Piker's statement came during the stream, in which he reacted to the interview for House Speaker Mike Johnson, who discussed measures to carve out waste, fraud, and abuse within Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. I'm sorry. It was worth. It was worth. It's worth. That right there. Getting Fox News to write Piker's statements came during a stream in which he reacted to an interview with House Speaker Mike Johnson, who discussed measures to carve out waste, fraud, and abuse within Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. During the stream, Piker insisted that fraud primarily comes from providers, not recipients of government programs. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after false billing. They are trying to cut recipients. Fraud is not happening at the point of the recipient. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would bleep Rick Scott, he said. That is cinema. The streamer noted that Columbia HCA was fined over $1.7 billion when Scott was the CEO of the healthcare company following an investigation into its Medicare billing. This is Fox News. This is on Fox News. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take the ban, baby. I'll eat it. On Fox News. Twitch did not provide a specific reason for the suspension, although the timing of the violation and Piker's ensuing expose suggests that the above comments pushed the platform to act. This is Piker's 5th Twitch suspension. On Monday afternoon, Piker apologized, telling his social media followers, "I'm sorry. I'll choose my words carefully next time and say if Mike Johnson cares about Medicare fraud, since he wants to cut $800 million from Medicare Medicaid, which was $800 billion, by the way, he'd call for max punishment for current Florida GOP Senator, former Governor Rick Scott, who has done the most Medicare fraud in U.S. history," he continued. 5 minutes later, Piker addressed his critics. Big shout out to the right-wing free speech lovers who took time out of their day to screaming about DEI and immigrants to cry about this, he wrote on X. Hasan on Twitch didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Senator Ed Markey, AOC, and other Democrats have sat down Piker, who was praised in December by Kamala Harris's former deputy campaign manager, Rob Flaherty. "We need a whole thriving ecosystem," Flaherty told 7-4 following Harris's election loss. "It's not just Pod Save America, although I think we should have more of them. It's not just Hasan Piker. We should have more Hasan Pikers. It's also the cultural creators, the folks who are one rung out, who influence the nonpartisan audience." Piker was a following of Twitch over 2.8 million and previously raised more than 1 million for Palestinian aid, has used his platform millions of followers to downplay and justify terrorist attacks such as October 7 and 9/11 as acts of resistance in recent years. I've never said 9/11 was an act of resistance. Okay, that inappropriate, but you know, I'll let it slide. It's Fox News. Come on. During a 2019 live stream, Piker praised the brave effing soldier who wounded conservative Representative Dan Crenshaw while he was deployed to Afghanistan as a Navy SEAL, asking, didn't he go to war and like literally lose his eye because of some bleep, 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 bleep. I was banned for that, so we're going to move on. He went on to say, America deserved 9/11. I'm saying it before later walking it back and saying it was inappropriate. Piker raised $100K for charity on Saturday alongside the creators of No Other Land, a film co-directed by Palestinian and Israeli filmmakers. The film won the Oscar for the best documentary the following day. One note, we'd have almost no violence if the libs would just leave. Yeah. By the way, liberals on there, I will point to this as well. Liberals like Ethan Klein, Sex Pestiny, and their fucking weirdo audiences and Asmongold's audience will regularly say Rashid al-Haddad is a Houthi, but even Fox News, because it's still a news outlet, will be like, it's just, they won't say he's a Houthi. They'll say he's a Houthi sympathizer. They won't say he's a Houthi. I wonder why. Perhaps it's because, you know, there are still in the absolute worst news outlet, like Fox News, especially on their objective news reporting side, which can still be very biased, there is still a quality assurance that they have to abide by. They still have standards that they have to abide by versus a dumbass online content creator, myself included, can say whatever the hell they want and actively lie about things. And then their idiotic fan base will also chirp about it over and over again. But yeah, considering that Fox is constantly under tremendous scrutiny and targeted with lawsuits, they obviously have to be a little bit more careful about the way that they cover stuff. And also, they want to maintain some kind of standards so they can look like an objective news outlet. There's a singular difference. Fox News wants to scandalize their audience by reminding them of you interacting with liberals in Congress. These YouTubers want to permanently get rid of you and deplatform you. Yeah. Did Fox ask you for a response? No. But they might have reached out to my management and I just didn't see it. But it's all good. God damn, dude. Holy shit.